Hey, good morning, guys. Sean Bougie, Wednesday morning in July 2020. A couple things I wanted to cover. Let's call this a mailbag video. Questions that I'm getting frequently that I figure it's time for us to go over a little more in depth, other than just in our webinars. So, first and foremost, what I get is, how are you different than these other guys peddling these programs online? Well, there's a bunch of different ways. I've been trying to avoid that to a certain extent. In other words, somebody will ask me, well, how do you compare to this program or that program? I've never purchased another program. Never purchased somebody else's program. Don't want to. Don't want anybody to think that I somehow got knowledge from someone else and I'm repackaging it and reselling. Okay? I started flipping property, and still flip property. It's part of one of our programs, a couple of our programs. Early 2000s with an investor friend of mine. He became a friend, and we stumbled on overages by purchasing a deed prior to a sale, the mortgage sale, not being able to flip that property, and seeing it sell for more money than the total debt that was against it. Asked the clerk what was going on. She told us about overages. We found the list, figured out what the list was called by looking through the file. We figured out that assigning the money to us does not work, not consistently. We found that using a power of attorney to us does not work, not consistently. We've got a video that goes into a lot of in-depth information on that. We also found that if we use a structured buyout, we no longer fall under the finder laws because we're participating in the retrieval, and we're extremely more competitive. Okay, we'll give people 10% of the gross amount being held by the court within a week after they sign our docs, and then the rest of whatever we agree to when we get it out. Way more competitive. When people are going to get a check in their hand, good faith, non-refundable earnest money, they tend to work with me first. And guys, I am not some super genius. I'm good at taking an idea that someone else has, okay, such as my investor friend that we worked with, and turning it into a strong process, step-by-step process. I'm really good at that. Jeff, my right-hand man, business partner, Jeff is really good at doing that in such a way that we can teach other people how to do that, and teach other people how to work with us. So how are we different? Well, first and foremost, again, we did not buy a program. I think the majority, if not all of the other guys on there, either bought a program or had heard about it through someone else, and basically uses their process, assigning the money or power of attorney to themselves. For the most part, that's what they do. They don't use buyout agreements. And the thing that drives me nuts, trying not to be derogatory here, is that they will tell you, you get a list, you call those people, and bang, you're going to make $1 million because they're going to agree, and you're going to sign them up, and there's the secret sauce, and and you're going to get paid in like 5 days. None of that's true. Never been true. Don't know how these guys sleep at night. That's simple. None of that is true. None of that works consistently. And more we're seeing where our system is the only way that's really consistently working state to state, year to year. Okay? So one of the major differences is I didn't buy somebody else's program. One of the guys on there that's extremely well known, I believe he picked up his program from another gentleman that had it years ago, Rick Dawson, and basically repackaged it. Another gentleman actually bought my program. I like the guy. He bought a bunch of different programs. He's got his own joint venture type thing going on, but primarily he's teaching you guys. Nice guy. There's a young guy on there talking about how you're going to make $1 gazillion, and he always does these videos in like an insanely nice car or on like the 20th floor of a skyscraper. I get a kick out of that. The other guy is, there's another person too, I think, who says he's going to give you lists, which just cracks me up. Guys, we don't give lists. It's really easy to get them. We don't give lists because what would we do? Give that same list to 10 different people? I mean, what's that? What good does that do? We teach you how to get a list. It's not hard to do. Okay? And you go from there. So one, we do not copy anybody else. We created our program after hitting our head in the wall a million times and figuring out what works, period, the end. That's it. Okay. We also do flipping. We do D-flip, which is going after property pre-tax sale. Major deal because there's a big synergy there. You can go after a pre-tax sale, buying and selling property. We'll partner with you on all this stuff, guys. We'll be the money people and partner with you on it. You can go to our website, surplusfundsriches.com, and sign in on the right side with your name and email. It'll give you our insider's guide, an overview of our programs. Anyway, we flip property. We have multiple programs for that. Pre-tax sale, pre-mortgage sale, different flipping programs. That helps a lot too. And I do think, guys, surplus is going to be good for about another 10 years. Then it's going to be not saturated. We don't have a saturation issue. Excuse me. But I think you're going to see statute changes and law changes that are going to make it far more difficult. We're able to blow through all those right now. But I think in 10 years it's going to be harder, and we're doing more and more property flips as well. Secondly, we partner. You can, with our overage program, we have two different ones. We have the National Surplus Funds Program. In that one, you go get a list. Not hard, guys. You know what? Go Google excess proceeds list, surplus funds list, overage list, mortgage overage list, tax overage list. Google all that stuff, and you'll see, you'll be scrolling through lists from counties online free. So not hard to get a list, right? But we partner with you. You go get a list. You research the debt and ownership against the property. Not hard to do using the Register of Deeds or Land Records departments for that county. You look that up, fill out a title worksheet with that information, supply some supporting documents, turn it in. We pay you. This is the National Surplus Funds Program. We pay you, which teaches you mortgage and tax overages and how to do it on your own. But if you want to partner, you can send that into us. We'll pay you 8% of the gross when we get it out of the court. And with that one, again, you're just researching debt and ownership. We're doing the rest, guys, hiring the mobile notary, hiring the attorney, putting the deal together, finding them, all of that. And we pay 8% of the gross, which is more than you're probably going to make as a finder out there after you factor in your expenses. We have a one-time fee. It's enough to cover the cost of us starting you up. That's $497 as of today. So if it goes up later, don't come back and go, I saw this video. This is July 2020. I'm saying this. All right, so the second one is the Premier 16. We pay you 16% of the gross. When I say gross, the gross amount held by the court is $30,000 in overage. It's 16% of 30 grand. It's not a net. It's not after this cost or that cost. It's on the gross. We pay you that, but in that one, obviously, we're paying you more, so you have to do more. You research debt and ownership. You also find the people and have a warm conversation on the phone to make sure they're willing to speak with us. That's the Premier 16. Either one of the, and that one also teaches you how to do it on your own too. Either one of these, either one, is $497, or you can get them together bundled right now in the Pro Pack for $597. That's a special we're running. That's a lot of people aren't sure which way they're going to run it. Okay, so we do partner with you. That is a huge deal, monstrous deal that we partner with you. Okay. How else are we different? Obviously, our cost is extremely competitive because we're only charging enough. We're going to incur costs, guys, to start you, so please don't contact me. I'm going to give your phone number, my phone number here in a minute. Don't contact me. Let's take it out of the first commission. I'm going to spend money starting you up. We're going to underwrite your files, provide support. It's a online ticket-based system, email-based system through Jeff, my right-hand man, business partner. He also does the underwriting of the files, which makes sense. Now he's that first-line contact for you. So we have support built in, the independent contractor agreements in there. You get an initial PDF that has a link to additional training, video training. Again, the other information, independent contractor agreement, how to use support. Also in there, you have access to our list of everything we've accepted, so you can take your list and search ours by the name or case number, make sure we don't already have it. We update that Monday through Friday. That's another difference. Guys, because we're partnering with you, we have this back end that's insane. Case managers calling people nonstop. A mailing clerk mailing people nonstop. A head administration person who puts the data into our database management system, okay, also is the first line as submissions are coming in. I'm going to do another video here shortly on the process so you get a really good idea of how everything works. But those are the main differences between myself and others. I tell you the truth, what to expect. You actually have to do work, guys. The money fairy isn't going to just drop a crap load of money underneath your pillow. That's the stupidest thing. And if you bought into that, I got no sympathy. Second one is we'll partner with you, obviously, right? That's a big deal. Our price is competitive. And we invented this. We didn't take this and repackage it and fluff it up and say, we know better. We're working this every single day. Thanks, guys. Oh, phone number. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you have any further questions. First, go to surplusfundsriches.com. Put your name and email in the right box there, the box on the right. You'll get our insider's guide and overview of the programs. That way, when you call me, you can call me with specific questions. We can have a really good conversation instead of, wanting to make sure that you're going to pick up, that kind of thing. And leave me a message. Don't call and not leave a message.